and welcome to Psychic Café. It has been a while. I've taken some time off over Christmas and New Year, and then my nervous system just didn't want to get back to it. But I was just sitting in meditation with my cat, who's actually just gone out, and my dragon there. And I feel like pulling cards, so I thought I'd come on here live and pull cards. And so if any of you guys want a reading, I specialize in reading not just your energy, but connecting in with your higher self, so that part of you that's always in spirit, that knows everything about you, right, and knows all the details. So connecting with your higher self to give you the messages from your higher self. And so this is not like reading your energy and then telling you what you want to hear. This is giving you the information so you can heal yourself, or so that you can do better, or so that you can shift your focus perhaps to something else, or to let something go, to give you like deeper clarity, higher clarity on something. Anything can come through, because of course it depends on the person and what I receive. So I'm a psychic, I'm a clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, what's the other one? Cognizant. And I use those gifts as well as using the cards, because I find it fun to use the cards. So if you'd like a reading from me, you can use the super chat, super sticker to get one. Otherwise, well, there's a card that's come out already. It's the Emperor, so I presume that this is a message for the collective. These cards that come out first of all. The Emperor is divine masculine energy. What do we need to know about divine masculine energy, please, guides? What do we need to know about divine masculine energy? In order to chat with me, you'll need to be a subscriber to my channel for at least a minute. So you just click that subscribe button and then wait a minute, then you'll be able to say something. Okay, next card out. So we've got the divine masculine. First of all, the Emperor. What does divine masculine mean, first of all? Divine masculine is a masculine that has been doing the inner work. So it is a human masculine energy, which isn't necessarily a man or a woman, but the masculine energy, who has been getting to know themselves on a deeper level, dealing with the issues that they've had going on, so that they can move into more of who they truly are, right? And so it's like a spiritually more evolved kind of a person. That's what I'm talking about when this divine masculine energy comes up. And the Emperor card isn't always divine masculine energy. It can signify a few things, just depending on what kind of reading that I'm doing. So the Emperor, it can be about taking a leadership in something, which doesn't mean bossing people around. I think a lot of people have got that mixed up. They think that leadership is like a hierarchical kind of thing, and that's not. That's control. That's power over. That's not true leadership. True leadership is going first, being the first to do something. That's leadership, going first. And so Four of Cups comes next, and this is the card of disappointment. I mean, again, the cards mean various things, but this is disappointment in this reading. And so there's a disappointed energy here with the divine masculine. Now, as we only grow, right? We grow and we level up through challenge, right? Human beings, we're lazy. We're lazy. And so we only level up when we need to level up. And so what we've got going on at the moment throughout society, because we've been in the patriarchy and women have been suppressed for so very long, we were forced to evolve, right? So the women had more challenges, and so they were forced to evolve. And now, as a result, we've got a population of, not all women evolve, but a lot of evolved women now. And the men lagging behind, because the men are only just starting to get challenged by the dynamics that are going on. Men were what's the word? I want to say like preferred. That's not the word though, is it? So men, they've had a lot of privilege And I don't think they even recognise, some of them do, but I think most don't even recognise the amount of privilege they've had, because you only know oppression when you have been oppressed, right? And I'm not, this is not about like who's the biggest loser, who's the biggest victim or anything like that. This is just about being honest about our challenges. As I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because we do spiritually evolve based on our challenges. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Then we've got the Chariot, which is about division. It's about being pulled in two directions, headed toward victory. The Chariot is about being headed toward victory, but it is also about the rocky road, being pulled in two directions. So we have a challenging masculine aspect here, disappointment in raising, in masculine evolution. And this isn't just about men. Again, the masculine energy is in both men and women. Is the masculine energy within women evolving? I don't know really. Or when we're in our masculine energy. I know that it's one of the reasons why I haven't done this show or anything much. I've been doing my paid readings, I've been doing my Zoom calls with people that are doing the deeper inner child and nervous system healing stuff. I've been doing 2026 forecast readings with people in the 2025 energy release, energy healings for people. I've been doing all the paid stuff, and I have been creating some YouTube videos as well of readings just yesterday. Yes, and recording a couple of podcast episodes too. So I have been working, just not the level of creativity and, quite frankly, hustle that I was doing before, because none of it was working anyway, and so my nervous system is loving it so much to take a step back. And I just don't want to go back to the hustle at all. And the reason I'm bringing that up is I'm about this reading, about this divine masculine energy. I'm asking, have women addressed the masculine energy within themselves, and is that divine masculine energy yet or not? And I think in myself, it's becoming divine masculine energy in myself. Me refusing to do that hustle anymore. Yeah, that is taking the masculine energy from a very toxic masculine energy of me hustling and just like going against my nervous system, going against my natural energy, to work, do, prove. That is toxic masculine energy, right? And so this is something for us all. How can we expect men to do it if we're not doing it within ourselves? If we're not addressing the masculine energy within ourselves? Because let's not forget, the patriarchy has got us all in our masculine, because the masculine is the only thing, the only energy that has been valued, paid. Feminine energy, not valued, nor paid, nor respected. And so we have to do that within ourselves first. So there's still evolution that women can do, which is a good thing, right? So tell us about this disappointment, and then why we got this disappointment with the masculine energy. Queen of Cups, because we want to receive, we're ready to receive. So feminine has been doing a lot of work on receiving, right? For those of you that are interested, I've got a new receiving course, free course on my website, behealing.com. When you go on any page on my website, behealing.com, a window will pop up and you just put your name and your email address in and you'll get on that free course. And it's to help you. It's like a manifestation course, but it's not really a manifestation course. It's more about how to receive, which is slightly different. It is about addressing the nervous system aspect of it, because we can do all the manifestation kind of stuff, be asking and be asking right, and to be focused on what it is that we want, and to stay in positive energy and all that, and still nothing comes through because it's based on our nervous system. The universe isn't responding, like reality isn't responding to what we're thinking or even what we're feeling, like on that surface level. It's at a deep nervous system level. And so if your nervous system, if you're still like rushing around and not really believing and a bit on edge, and you'd be forgiven for being like that at the moment, because our nervous system responds to the environment, and the environment is very hostile right now in Western countries anyway. Not so bad here. I'm a little tropical island. It's great here, but I do look out on what's happening in the rest of the world. We can't avoid that energy, right? And so we've been working on opening up and receiving. This is why the disappointment. And what of this masculine energy then? What of it? Why is it coming up in this reading? Devil energy. Oh, there's a lot to say about that. Literally, the devil energy. Not that the masculine is that, but the masculine has been, I think, more susceptible, only a little bit more susceptible than the feminine to idolizing those devil energies, like literally devil energies, the actors that are actually reptilian, the fallen angels. They are satanic worshippers that are in control of this world. They're all of the actors, the musicians, the politicians, the corporation, like CEOs. They're all of these actors. They're all actors playing these parts, playing various parts. They're not even human. Yeah, and they're the only ones that are famous. They're the only ones that are very rich. They're the only ones that have all of these luxuries. There's not a single human being that has got those. But they present as human beings. They pretend to be human beings. They wear these masks as human beings. And then tell us sometimes that we can have what they've got. Well, we can't. Not unless we'll sell our souls to this one. Not unless we will do their rituals and join their cult, their club, and become something that is less than human. We have to give our divinity away. That's what they're trying to do. It is literal spiritual war, and we have been for a very long time on this planet. It's becoming really obvious now. But because I was asking about this masculine, divine masculine energy, this disappointment about that, men's egos in particular have been looking at these non-human beings and aspiring to be like them, feeling less of a man because they don't have what these beings have got, because they think that they're the men, that they're the desirable ones, that they're the top 5% or whatever. They're not even human. They can't aspire to be one of those unless they want to sell the soul to the devil, you know. But I think it's this male ego that is being causing the problem here for the men. I mean, aspiring to be like them, or thinking that they're less than when they can't get the riches and the fame and all of that kind of thing that these beings have got. Careful what you wish for, huh? Well, so the Emperor and the Devil, it's literally, and that's what it is. You know, I thought for the longest time I had this belief that hurt people, and we're all human beings here, and to extend that, you know, loving kindness and praying for everybody and forgive them, they don't know not what they do. But when we're actually talking about Satan worshippers, I've changed my mind about that now. I have changed my mind about that. I see them as very different. For so long I've been asking, why? Why do some people seem to have zero empathy, zero humanity? Why? Right? And it's because of these satanic energies on the earth. But for so long I was asking my guides about that, and it's only like recently really that they're really showing me. I mean, they told me a while ago about the reptilian stuff and how bodies can be taken over, how human bodies can be taken over by them, but the real satanic stuff and all of that detail is what my guides have been telling me recently. So the Chariot, what is this being pulled in two directions then? Death. Complete change. Complete change, of course, you know. Death comes up when it's births, deaths, marriages, divorces, significant change, moving house, that kind of thing, when it's a personal reading, but this is more of a general reading. And so death comes up when we've got complete change. We've got complete change this year on the earth. Yeah. And I think, my opinion, what I've been led to believe is that satanic influence is coming to the end now. I hope so, anyway. And that'll be the complete change. And as a result, I've been guided to work personally on my nervous system to get mine. See, our nervous systems, they are built from conception to about age 7. That's when our nervous systems are built. Our nervous systems are the reactive part of ourselves, to jump away from danger, or to respond to an email from your boss, or any of that stuff. Our nervous system is that reactive part of us that's here to save our lives. And from conception to age 7, it is assessing the environment that it's in to decide what kind of a nervous system it needs. And so if you were a being born into heaven, paradise, Eden, then it'd be sweet. Hey, you'd be in your mother's womb, she'd be cruisy, chilled out, feeling good, just sending love to you. You wouldn't hear anyone yelling or any terror going on, or and you'd be getting full nutrients and all of that. So even before you were born, your nervous system would be primed to be, ready for an environment that's loving and that's full of abundance and all of that kind of thing. That's the other thing as well, if there's lack, if there is famine or that kind of thing, your nervous system is going to be built to withstand those conditions. And so we've all been born into hostility, the patriarchy, the hostility. It's all been like that, and so our nervous systems are like having to deal with that to keep us alive, right? So our nervous system has been prepped to deal with hostility. Whether you had hostility in your families or not, you certainly would have experienced it at school, or by watching the news or movies or anything like that. So there'll still be an aspect of it. But now we've got this great change coming, and our nervous systems are not prepared for it, and we need to get them prepared for it, which requires a healing of our nervous systems and to slow down, to have a nervous system that's ready for a world in which we can trust each other, help each other out, that feeling of safety, of support, of receiving of our resources, our needs, our desires being met by each other, and safety together. That requires a completely different nervous system, because we don't receive it, we don't let it in. Our nervous system will literally hold it away from us, because our nervous system is prepped for a certain environment. And so we thrive in those environments, even though it feels like we don't thrive in those environments and that we're like the opposite. We actually choose those kind of people again and again, because they feel familiar, because our nervous system is choosing them. Our nervous system is choosing situations and people that are a match to the environment that our nervous systems grew up in. It's what it's used to, it's what it's prepped for. We're very adaptable human beings to all kinds of things. So for example, if you were born in famine, then your body and your nervous system, everything is going to be geared toward needing very little, being able to survive on very little, right? I know, like I'm an athlete, and so in the last few years, I'm doing it at the moment, I'm doing a cut at the moment, so I'm losing weight right now because I put a bit of weight on the last couple of months with eating out so much. But it's causing me issues. Like, I know I'm not big or anything, but it's causing me issues with my training. When you're that bit heavier, it's the kind of movements that I do doing kickboxing. It's significantly harder work, even with 1 or 2 kilos extra. So anyway, all that being said, I'm losing it at the moment. And I notice my nervous system reacts to it, because what I'm doing is I'm saying to my body there isn't much around, there's not an abundance of food around, when I'm not eating as much. And every now and then my body needs to be reminded that there is an abundance of food around, that it doesn't need to go in starvation mode, it doesn't need to start adapting to much less. I don't want it to do that. I want to be able to eat a lot, right? And but still lose weight, so I still need to be it's tricky. I understand why people have trouble with losing weight. It always used to be so easy for me, and it's not since menopause. My body reacts to that lack of abundance even more. It's because of the nervous system, right? It's all in the nervous system. And so I'm really interested in nervous systems at the moment and how my nervous system reacts to all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Because I want to be ready, and I want to help other people get ready for this new earth, the positive new earth that we are shifting into. Hopefully, the sooner the better. So that's what it's all about. Disappointment in the masculine because we're ready to receive, but we've got this devil energy still around, this spiritual war going on, and then we've got complete change coming up, and it's pulling us in two directions. So that to me says that a part of us is scared of the change that's coming up. Yeah, human beings, we don't like change much, do we? Not much. It's stressful. Is anyone watching? I don't know. I'm not. The YouTube has changed the interface, so I just can't see anything on it anymore. I used to be able to position my viewfinder so I'm watching myself in real time, without the lag, and see at the bottom of the screen the stats or who's watching or whatever. And they've just, I don't know, they've spread it out so much now that I can't do that anymore. These they often fix what isn't broken and break it. I found a lot of these social media and things. More cards. What else do we need to know, please, as a collective? So if you're on here live with me, say hello. You'll need to be a subscriber to my channel for at least a minute in order to do that, in order to chat with me. If you'd like some cards pulling out, then I focus on connecting in with your higher self to find out what you truly need to know. Messages. Or you can have a question as well. When I decided to do this, the builders had stopped. They'd been stopped for about an hour and a half, and it was all nice and quiet. And of course, as soon as I hit go live, they get the power tools out and start with a it's constant. It's constant. They do not let up. They don't even stop on Sundays. It's constant. From like 8 o'clock in the morning to 5:30 every single day. It's driving me crazy. We've got blessed here. Now's a really good time to be indulging ourselves in our spirituality even more, spiritual practices. There's like 2 places now, 2 lots of builders getting in on the action. I'm just going to close that window. When we have spiritual practices, we're connected with Source, and we make sure that we're connected with Source. God, Source, whatever you want to call it, the everything, on a daily basis, praying or meditating or connecting in whatever your spiritual practice is. Talking with the universe, it can be. It gives us a blessing, yes, but there's a layer of protection. I'll close the window and start cooking instead. Start overheating. Keep the noise out a little bit. So, blessed. And my guides have been telling me too that I don't need to do the hustle, all of that toxic masculine behaviour anymore that we've all had to do. It's not really toxic masculine. Well, it is though. It's masculine energy that doesn't serve us, right? It's not healthy. Not healthy to hustle. It's not healthy to overwork. It's not healthy to be in competition with each other instead of caring for each other. None of that stuff is healthy, right? But it's what we've all been doing because it's what the system has been asking of us. And my guides have been saying, like, you just don't need to do that anymore, Claire. Just take care of yourself. We've got you, they say. When it comes to abundance, we've got you. There has been this false idol. I was worshipping money in a way. Putting that above anything else instead. Out of survival, yes. But that's the work of the devil. We really shouldn't be putting resources or material things or money above anything else. I understand from a survival point of view, of course, but It has been engineered that way to take us away from our divinity, take us away from that loving and trusting, that blessed nature that we can be. We're being asked to get back to that now. As life seems to get harder, as the system seems to squeeze us even more, push us down even more, we need to turn to God, Source, even more, our guides and our trust and our spirituality even more. Even more so. And it certainly worked for me. Taking a step back has certainly worked. And come to the edge. This is about using our courage, because yes, it's going to seem like we are being complacent about our needs, survival needs. It takes a lot of courage to take a step back when every cell in your body is screaming, and your ego is screaming, and your nervous system is screaming, no, you need to do more. You need to do more to survive now. It's very risky to take a step back and rely on your blessings. And it's a nervous system thing. So the nervous system is used to struggle, right? It might not always have been like that, but it's just got harder and harder and harder until we've had to work harder and harder, being in competition more and more, do more and more, do one job, no, 2 jobs, no, you need to do 3 jobs, no, in fact, you can never put your phone down, you're always looking at your email, you're working 24/7, right? It's got to that level. And so our nervous systems have kind of got used to that. That's why we've got to keep on checking our phones. Our nervous systems are just like, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to be always on. And when you take a step back from that hustle, when you just like take a complete break, which is very hard to do, but we can do it. Nervous system calms down. Then, after however long, I don't know, it was about a couple of weeks for me, my nervous system was like, Claire, you need to do something now, you need to get back to it. You know, enough of this break. You need there's this void, right, that happens, and that's when it kicks back in and taps you on the shoulder again and says you need to hustle again, you need to do it again. It's like another task, and that's when you've got to have this courage to keep on going. It's like you can choose to have a calm nervous system and to be your spiritual self and to trust that your nervous system is what the universe is responding to. It's creating your reality, quantum reality, right? Everything is waveform until we observe it. And the observer affects what it's observing. It becomes a particle, it becomes solid. So everything is, whole of reality is indeterminate, a field of all possibilities, infinite possibilities until we look at it. And why does it solidify into our particular reality? It's because of our nervous systems. It's because of what we believe, what we expect, and our nervous systems, right? And so what we're doing when we take a step back from this toxic masculine energy that all of us have had, that rushing, competition, working too much, do, you know, nervous, all of that. When we take a break from that, and we decide that we want to have this reality that's crazy, that is just receiving and, you know, caring and sharing with each other and all of that kind of stuff. We choose that. And it takes a while for our reality to change around us. Some of it changes instantly. But it's like we've got to settle in and incorporate that and integrate that. Right? We've got to sit with it a while. We need to persevere with that energy before it really does right itself. And it's in that void that we need to have courage to continue down that and not go backwards. Not go backwards to what we had before, what we were doing before. Breathe is the next card. So some of you might be in that in-between place at the moment. It's like we're all being called to choose what kind of reality we want to be in now. Like, do you want to keep on complying with the control structures and all of that? Do you want to keep, you know, they say jump higher, no, work more, work 2 jobs, no, work 3 jobs, no, never sleep. Do you want to keep down that line, or do you want to do things completely different? Because, yes, do you want to be blessed instead? Do you want to recognize your God spark, your humanness? Humans are amazing. We don't want to lose our humanity because we're incredible. We have this God spark that other beings don't have. And they know how powerful we are. That's why they're trying to distract us. They don't want us to know our power. They try and keep us busy. They try and keep us in these control systems so that we don't exercise that power that we've got, because they realize how powerful we are. They want to take it away from us. They want us to offer it up, really. They're distracting us, fooling us, saying, no, this is what you want, really. These riches, this blingy thing that we've got. You want to join our club. You want to get this. But we don't really. We want to be blessed because it's way nicer. I feel like getting some of these cards out now. This is the Wild Unknown Oracle. I think that's what it's called. Hello everybody. If you're on here live with me, say hey. Eros. Eros is love. It's the love of the sexual form. Romantic. Tell us more about that, please. Has anybody got that kind of thing going on at the moment? I don't. Although, I keep on getting approached, but they're so young. I mean, I'm 54. And they're all like 20. They're younger than my children. Sweet, sweet things, but they're certainly not my match. Let me just have a look at this card. Okay. It's Thanatos, and it means death. The death instinct in particular. Okay. So we've got this romantic love. The guides have been talking about not only toxic masculine energy within us all, but also this, what we really want to be is connected, spiritual, blessed, not in that toxic masculine energy, but in the spiritual receiving energy instead, which takes a lot of courage to do that, to release control and to go with the flow instead. That's what we really need. That's true abundance. Then we've got, so to add on to that, we've got Eros, which is about romantic love, sexual love, and then the death of that. You know, the guys were talking. I recorded a love and romance reading, which you'll see coming up on my channel. Maybe at the weekend. I can't remember when I scheduled it now, but I think it's at the weekend. But anyway, they talked a little bit on this, that relationships will be changing. That relationships that we have, a romantic relationship that we have been experiencing, nothing compared to what they could be. We're going to be taking things, humanity's going to be taking things to a whole new level. Because hopefully, I'm hoping that this is the case, that all of that satanic energy, let's not call them people, those beings, because they're not human, hopefully they'll be gone. They were given 1,000 years to roam the earth and to deceive human beings. I think that 1,000 years is up this year. I hope it is, anyway. Anyway, Thanatos, yes, it is. It's the death of that. So we're seeing like an ending to the kinds of relationships that human beings have had. Tell us more. Oh, gotta love that. Another card of love that's in this deck, but it's agape, which is unconditional love, spiritual love. And then the Father. So again, there's that masculine energy. And the Father, this reminds me of the Emperor card, which is about, you know how I said at the start of this reading? The Emperor. Leadership. We've been misled that leadership is about patriarchal hierarchy, about bossing people around, about control. It's not. Leadership is about us going first. If I want to be the leader in something, I start doing it first. I be the change that I want to see in the world. I do it first, and then other people might follow. That's leadership. So we've got this agape coming through from the masculine. It's interesting because the guide said to me, this was last year, when they started talking more about this shift. The shift is what they called it in 2012. The dimensional shift is what they were calling it last year, or how I was translating it last year. Anyway, they were talking about that there will be this split, this division of people into two dimensions, and that the one that I'm going to be going into, I'm not sure about you, but the one that I'm going into is going to be, say, this was last year, but the population last year, there would be 75% of the men not in the dimension that I'm going into, and 25% of the women not in there too, which is really interesting, right? Because we're pretty much 51% women, 49% men at the moment, and that would change it to be like completely different, right? What would it be? It would be 2/3 women and 1/3 men, which would change the dynamics completely. We've got the feminine rising at the moment, feminine energy rising, both in men and in women. We can see that, right? A lot of men are in princess era, getting more into the feminine energy than, but not healthy feminine energy. Just as women, we have had to step into the masculine energy, but not the healthy masculine energy. It's all very interesting. But there is this shift in dynamics of those kind of polarized. Not that it's that different. Like, it really isn't that different. Like, there's healthy human being and there's healthy human being, healthy female human being, healthy male human being, and there's not that much difference between the both. The reason that it seems different is because of society and that all of that indoctrination, the teachings, the roles, and all of that kind of thing that we've been given. But there really isn't much difference between a healthy feminine and a healthy masculine at all. We've had so much division, and I for one would really love to live in a world where, without that polarity, without that, the duality. And I know we learn from duality, but this much I don't think is that useful. But this, I don't know, it's really the death of the eros kind of love, and then agape coming in from the masculine, unconditional love coming in from the masculine. Hey, Maverick. That's Maverick. Where's Chocolate? She's not here. Got 2 cats now. What else do we need to know, please, guys? It's all very interesting. What a time to be alive. Kind of scary too. But the only what's the scariest thing that can happen? It's not death. I had a near-death experience when I was 20. It's the best experience of my life. I'm not scared about it. No, living is much worse. Much worse. So I'm not scared about death. It's not the worst thing that can happen. What I don't want to happen is the worst thing that could happen for me would be to tarnish my soul in any kind of a way. Well, I'm certainly not going to sell my soul to the devil or go along with any of that crap. But I'm more than that. Like, I won't do anything for money, to the point of I won't use clickbait or anything like that. I am not willing to tarnish my soul in the slightest, because I know what it means. I'd rather die. I do not want to come back with more karma than when I came into this earth. No way. No way. As if I'd want to go through this but worse again. No way. No way. I know that my soul is the most important thing. And as I said, I'm not scared of death, because I had that near-death experience and it was beautiful. Much better than life. Much, much better than life. So, what else do we need to know, please, guys? Anything else we need to know? Maverick's not doing very well. Apparently he's been skinny his whole life. He's such a skinny thing. But that's normal for him. But yeah, he gets dehydrated too. I think his kidneys aren't doing very well. Anyway, and then once he gets dehydrated, he doesn't eat very much either. So it's quite a handful. No, it's fine. Like, he doesn't act like he's sick or anything like that. It's just scary looking at him because he looks like Skeletor the cat. Come here, mister. You'll see, he'll jump up on the bed and you can see how skinny he is. It's like concave in his belly. Yeah. He talks loudly. He has to announce everything. That means he's tired and he's going to go to sleep now. Yeah, okay. We go to sleep. And then next up we've got the forest. Can't see the forest for the trees. And we've got Kairos as well. So Thanatos was about death, and Kairos, isn't it about divine timing? Yeah, it's about divine timing. Okay. The forest. So this is the veil lifting. So the forest card is about not being able to see the forest through the trees. There's confusion. There's a veil lie, there is lies that we've been convinced to see the world through that lens, through a veil. Things have been explained away to confuse us and to have us believing and expecting certain things, which isn't the truth of it, And this is how, when we do the work on ourselves, right? We peel those lies and falsities away until we get deeper to the truth. The truth of real reality. Perfect timing for that. So there's a lot revealed. There's going to be even more revealed this year as well. Check out my 2026 year ahead reading. I did a forecast reading with my guides to find out, what's in the energies this year. I mean, it's clear that last year was crazy, right? Crazy. This year, to me, is a little lighter. It's like we're over the biggest hurdle now of just things being revealed. No one can. Well, some people are ignoring it and still towing the line and believing the lies that they're told, but majority aren't now. I mean, people are waking up left, right, and centre right now. And so, yeah, we've got it's divine timing for these veils of illusion to be lifted now. So there's a lot going to be revealed. A lot. I found that myself, my guys are talking much more about the satanic stuff now, and who has been really in charge, of all of these systems and this. I always thought of it as I thought of it as human beings, of this cabal, these human beings, but they're not human beings. They're not. So, yeah, I've been getting more clarity on that this is, dealing with what we're actually dealing with here. Because if we think that they're human beings and we think that there's a problem with human beings and we're getting it all wrong, sure, there's a problem with some human beings, but only because they've been looking up and these false idols, these fallen angels, fame and fortune and all of that kind of thing. The only ones that have got the fame and the fortune are these fallen angels, and they're not even human beings yet. We've been fans of them because they're actors, they're famous people, they're musicians, they're politicians. They're the ones that you see on media all of them. It's all of them. They're all in that cult. If they're not fallen angels themselves. So they're not humans. And we've been dividing the human race, thinking that they're human beings, and thinking that there's something wrong with human beings. There is something wrong with some human beings because they've been wanting to be like them. They've been worshipping them like the false idols that we were told not to. They were given free rein to deceive human beings. And now it's becoming clearer than ever that we are just... that human beings are the pawns, you know. They use us to get our energy, literally, our fearful energy, or any kind of an energy, really. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle now. What a shame nobody talked to me. Anyway, have a wonderful one, everybody. Join our Facebook group if you're still watching. It's called Psychic Café Club. Might go live in there next. See if anyone's about. Oh, why did it do that? Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye. I hope that was helpful.